Hello, this is Tanda from Cosmic Spark and I'm back again with another video. Today my mic has decided to not work. It's charging and then not charging, so I'm trying to project my voice so that this comes up clearly and I don't have to redo it or any of the things. I hope you're doing well. If you're watching this video and you enjoy it, please remember liking and subscribing. I really appreciate any support that I get because obviously it means I'll keep making these videos in the long term. Today's video, overarching theme, I asked Spirit, as you know, that is if you've been around here more than once, that is my normal thing. I just talk to Spirit and I say, what do we have for the collective today? This reading is going to be focused on a gift. So I assume this is some sort of gift from the universe, gift from Spirit. I've already done a pre-shuffle, so we'll start talking and then as needed, I will pull more cards. I'm on my spree of adding decks that were in storage for me back into my collection. So this is from the Fairy Oracle. I've got two Fairy Oracles actually. They're spelt differently. One is A-I-R-Y and one is A-E-R-Y. So I've got this one, the Fairy Oracle, and this one as well. So this is the one I'm focusing on for today, and then using my deck as usual. So let's just get started. Alrighty, so at the moment, what are the energies in your life? It looks like some of you have been maybe engaging in some classes, engaging in some sort of mentorship with someone that you look up to do with any hobbies that you're engaging in. So this isn't seeming like work specific. It could be that you've always wanted to try learning this instrument and so now you're doing it. Maybe astrology or tarot is your hobby and you're engaging a teacher in that. So there's some sort of mentorship, guidance that you're getting somewhere that involves your hobbies, and it's really feeding you at this time. Okay, I feel that whoever is watching this is in a monogamous period of their life. So if you are already engaged in a relationship, you guys are going strong, there's no one else included. That just wanted to come out, and you're feeling empowered by the lessons that you're getting from this possibly older, wiser, sage like person. If they aren't old, they might just give the energy of someone who has collected wisdom, and so they emulate and they give off the vibrations of a learned, wise person. Okay, and then some of you might be healing through nature. This healing could have to do with some sort of loss. You might have lost someone recently. Someone might have died. If that's you, I'm really sorry for your loss. You might feel like you've lost a part of yourself through anything that you've maybe recently gone through, or you're processing something that happened a little while ago and it's just come up. Either or, you're crying for an aspect of yourself that was uninspired, dissatisfied, but was staying in a situation that had all of those signs blaring. And so now you've gotten yourself out of it, or now you're in a safe space, and so you're really allowing yourself to be alone in nature. I'm getting the image of someone hiking, someone even just going on walks in their neighborhood, someone doing a little bit more gardening. It's all about interacting with nature to find oneself, to clear the noise in your head and just feel peace, and then have like little nuggets of wisdom pop up. And for some of you, you might have to realize that your ego was the reason that you stayed in situations that were no longer for you. The situation had well and truly gone past its expiry date, and you could see that, but maybe you got used, maybe you've left a high-paying job and you got used to the idea of everyone knowing that you're the person with this high-paying job. You might have divorced or separated from a marriage partner, and your ego told you that it was important that people identify you as Mr. whatever or Mrs. whatever. you know, because there is societally, even still, even with all the progress that we've made, people can respect you by virtue of you having made a commitment like that. And so you're having to work through and unravel and really face your ego so that you can dismantle it and realize that you don't have to attach yourself to these silly little earthly things that we all have to go through, because we all will transform at some point in time. I mean, I know it's a fairy deck, but seeing all these wings just really reminds me of transformation. It really reminds me that you can gain your freedom, but that it's not always easy. It's not always enjoyable. I mean, I'm getting this image of like, if you imagine that when werewolves shift, this is such a funny thing, but it's like, if you imagine that when werewolves shift, right, they have to go through that transformation, and in a lot of depictions, it's a painful transformation because it's like their bones are sort of breaking and reforming, maybe elongating, maybe shortening to create a new structure of body for that full moon, right? With this image, I'm getting it as sort of like the wings are growing out for the first time, and it's like it's painful. It's painful, but once you finished and they're fully grown out on your back, you can then soar and go wherever you want. But it's like some of you are currently in that phase where it's the growth. You're experiencing discomfort, sadness, grief, shame, even I'm hearing all of that because you're growing. You're facing hardship internally, mentally, you're in strife because you're growing. And it means on the other end of that, once this uncomfortable period ends where you're like, I don't know how I feel, I don't know why I'm feeling this way, why did I do X, Y, and Z, I wish I could take it back. Once you've gotten all of those things out, as one must, just to get them out on the table, on the other end of that, you'll be like, okay, but it means I've learned something. It means that I can change the way that I'm doing things. I had identified myself in such a box, and I didn't realize that coming out of that box, I could be anyone that I want. I can be anyone that I dare be. Who's going to stop me? Love. And some of you might be engaging in magic at this time. I feel that if you are, or even if you're considering doing any sort of spell work, please do it for clarity so that you can understand yourself better. Please do it for healing. Please do things that are cleansing, maybe even a return to sender so that anything negative that has been sent your way can be reflected and deflected back to where, from whence it came, okay? Because that's much better for you with the energies that are present. Maybe doing spell work for opening up the road if you feel like you don't know what's going to happen next, because you've come out of something that you identified so heavily with that now you don't feel like you can see the next step on the road. It's all fog and you can't even see. Are you going to take the step, or are you going to fall into the pond? Someone watching this could be identifying as trans, so just putting that out there. Yeah, you're being reminded by this card that from your recent experiences, especially the negative ones, right, comes knowledge. And with knowledge comes change. Beautiful. Some of you need to lean on your siblings. Other ones need to stop your siblings from interfering in your life. They might not be giving you good advice at the moment. Your sibling could be reiterating things that you've said about your situation to other people, or they could just be mimicking you at this time. They could be just mimicking aspects of yourself. It mightn't be from a bad place. It could be coming from inspiration, especially if they're a younger sibling. You just take what resonates. You know your sibling best. Let's get a little bit more into this. We're only 10 minutes in. What else is going on for my collective? What is the gift? So far, I'm seeing the gift as you finding a mentor or finding someone just to guide you in an aspect of your interests that you are purging. And that's a gift, because from that purge comes knowledge, comes understanding. You can then evaluate how you entered these experiences so that you know how to get out of them. Some of you may need, some of you may need to journal at this time, or if not journal, if you're an author or an author to be, or just have a penchant for writing, then this is a fantastic time to be utilizing your skills, because everything going on in your life right now can inspire you, and it can even take an older story and bring life to it, because you have new experience. You can look at it from a different eye and then try and weave something new into it that brings it to life and that breathes life and nuance into it as well. So that could be for someone. Your dreams are going to come true so long as you believe that change is good and change isn't there to stifle you. Your ideas about change can really help you transmute energy or just delay things. If you embrace change as it comes, doesn't mean that you don't get a chance to be upset at the change of pace. It doesn't mean that you don't have an opportunity to be upset at anything. But if you allow to process that pretty quickly and be like, okay, that really sucks. You know, I was set on this road and now it's changed. Once you get over that hump, you will just continue moving forward. And this too shall pass, I am hearing, okay? Like nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever, not even the good. But you know what? A positive mindset and a self-focus can always get you where you need to go. And sometimes you're going to go where you need and not where you wanted. And it might be even better than what you thought, because we don't even realize sometimes we have very limited thinking. We think our dreams are big. In my early 20s, I would get psychic readings all the time, and they would tell me you have a not an abundance mindset, literally the exact opposite. It wasn't a lack. If I think of the exact wording that they use, I'll let you know. But it was basically like a poverty mindset, like poverty stricken mindset. And it took me a while and it was really hard to hear, but I kept hearing it. So I had to be, and it was by different people. So I was like, okay, it must be a me problem. And on the other end, now that I'm in my late 20s, I realized what they meant. Because of experiences that I'd had in my life, an aspect of me just kind of thought and felt that I couldn't get more, and that if I had to dream, it had to be really pragmatic. So I would think, especially because I have an earthy moon, so when I would make plans, I'd be like, okay, this is where my socioeconomics are at the moment. I know I have big dreams. I know one day maybe I would like to be a rich person, you know, who has expendable income and can funnel money into the causes that I adore. But at the same time, I wasn't, in terms of like, if I was doing any spell work for myself or making like the goals in between, I really had this idea that I could only get something very similar, very adjacent to where I already was. I never imagined that I could just take big leaps. And eventually, I've gotten out of that mindset, and sometimes I still have to check myself in that mindset. But all that to say, sometimes we think we're thinking big and we're not thinking big enough. And dare to dream and dare to believe that everything that looks like a setback is actually working for you, and you only need to give it some time. It's only a matter of time until you figure out what trick the Fae were playing, what trick the universe was playing in your life to try and get you to shift paths, you know? Alrighty, so this card is talking about communication and relationship work needing to be done. So this could be, as I said earlier, this could be in terms of you working on relationships with a sibling. Who does the collective need to communicate with, and what kind of relationships in their life are they needing to work on? I hate that I love you. siphoning you job opportunities. Okay, so I would take that as, at the moment, you may need to be working on your communication skills because you are looking for a new job. You could be looking to change careers, or you're just done with the job that you're currently at, and so maybe it's been a while. You might have been in a job for, I'm hearing, 2 years, maybe a few years, or at least enough time to feel comfortable, and now you're like, oh my god, because I know everyone dreads a job search. Everyone dreads it. No one wants to go in an interview and like answer questions exactly the right way while competing with like hundreds of other people to hopefully get the chance to earn a living and make money. Like, what is the system? I hate capitalism with a passion. You may need to be communicating to people that you feel have been draining you. If you have someone in your life that you feel drains your soul, even if this isn't a friend, if this is a family member, even if it's someone that you actually know that you love, I don't give a fuck. If you need to take some time out from this person, you let them know if you care enough to keep them in your life. Or if you're like me, you just block them and move on. Sometimes I can be a bit harsh with that, but I'm an air sign with an earth moon, so I don't know what you're expecting. And you might be communicating to someone that you don't have a great relationship with. This could be someone that you were in a situationship, and maybe you guys went on the same page. One of you wanted to be in a relationship and the other one didn't. You could be needing to communicate to maybe an ex-friend that they're trying to make things up with you, and you're like, actually, no. Or you might be like, sucks, but like, I do miss you. And I even miss our toxic patterns. Sometimes that do happen. Alrighty, in terms of your dreams coming true, you can sabotage yourself by being a little selfish. Let me see what I'm getting out of this. Yeah, I'm getting this energy of like an Aries baby, like you not asking for help from people that you know could help you and would help you and can help you string your dreams together, even step by step, because you want to be seen as independent and a leader. But like, a leader doesn't mean that you never ask for help, but it means that you were the one to either think of it or initiate asking for help because you evaluated that it was necessary. A leader does whatever they need to do to help their team. They need to do whatever they need to do to keep their team alive, happy, and healthy. And if that means asking for help, making deals, that's what they do. And I get that some of you are too much in your hyper independence, and you may need to be told that it's okay if you ask for help. And also your resistance to getting the appropriate help, especially if you've got people in your life that will help your dreams come true, could be because you have shadow work to do. And while you do have dreams, maybe part of the thing that you're mourning is the fact that you don't feel like you deserve to achieve your dreams. You don't feel like you deserve to get to the next spot. You don't feel like you deserve a break even. Some of you might overwork. Nervous. Confrontation needed. Cheating and gaslighting. Yeah, so I feel that for the people that enjoy writing as a passion or just to work through things internally, you might need to go through that process to work through your nerves about someone that you need to confront. And looking at all the cards together, I'm getting this story that you may have a toxic relationship in your life that you need to get rid of. And you're kind of in the spot just before having your say and speaking your truth and letting the other person know that you do not want to continue a relationship on the terms that you have been in thus far. So you do what you got to do, okay? You write it out, you practice it in the shower if you need to. You speak life into yourself, because at the end of the day, if we remember the overarching theme of the reading, the universe is giving you a gift. And it might not be a gift that you're seeing very clearly, okay? This gift isn't like It's not like here's money. It's much more intangible. It's much more in experiential learning. And it's like we have led you through this dark passageway so that on the other end of it you can see the illumination, and then you can see the next steps forward. And always growth is uncomfortable. We should all remember that. So yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed this reading. I've certainly enjoyed giving it, and I just saw 2222 on the clock. I am going to upload this one today, Friday, and then I can come out with the what I hate about Gemini videos. That's what's next. If you've loved this video, please consider liking and subscribing to support me further, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.